See the eyebrows go up, Mark, in acknowledgement of the applause.
Sound like children, but yeah. As long as the kids are happy.
Well, if you're talking about kids, that must be you and I.
Big kids.
Big kids. Hello, Mark. How's your day been, sir?
It's been all right. Could have been better, could have been worse.
You sound like a politician. You can't make up your mind either way.
Well, it started off sunny, but later could
Turn
be Shiite.
Shiite.
It was the other way around. It started off Shiite, then it went a bit sunny.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Right, okay. Well, let's give everybody a reminder of your new political party. Look at that. Remove.
I'm working on a new policy. Well, we actually voted on it last week about fixing the schools, so
Yes.
release more information next week.
Okay.
Consider them fixed.
And close up, look at those two ugly, ugly people. I mean, you know, they hit every branch on the way down from the top of the ugly tree, these two. Look at them.
If anyone's got any suggestions for additions to the list for deportation, fire them over.
There you go. You could be competing with Rupert Lowe and all the rest of them. It could be happening.
No, none of them want to zero in millions out. I do.
Ben Habib does.
Maybe his version of millions might be a little bit different to mine.
Oh, what? Do you mean to say he's exaggerating?
Maybe, but I'm not.
No. We want them all out. Get them all out. Okay. Well, let's start off with something funny. Funny. You ready?
Go ahead.
Here's a woman that's on the comedy circuit that's actually taken off Angela Rayner. She even dresses like her. I mean, she looks terrible.
That's brave, isn't it?
I know. Check this out.
I absolutely love a project. As you know, I'm building all the houses. That's defo happening. They're all getting built. And I got very upset about all of the potholes. 14 years of Tory potholes ruining people's vehicles, and I thought, I need to do something about it. So I went to see our Rachel, and I said, Rachel, can you put some money aside to fix Britain's roads? We've got a load of potholes. She said, I've got a £22 billion black hole that I'm trying to fix. So, no, you can't have any money. And I said, right, don't worry, I'll work something. I'll do a fundraiser. So I enlisted the help of two incredible business women, and I said to them, look, we need to fill Britain's holes. This is just ridiculous. And they said, say no more, that is our wheelhouse, actually. They're called Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. And so together they organised a special event, and they invited 1,000 Labour voters to this event. Now, I wasn't there at the time, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but they said
I do.
It went with a bang, and holes definitely got filled.
And normally it's Labour screwing us, but this time...
Do you know what?
He was screwing Bonnie Blue.
I do like that. I think that's very funny. And another guy that's having problems at the moment is Jeremy Clarkson. He's brought out a new lager, and the advertising standards, people won't let him put it out. And actually, people are not stocking his beer, and it's not that it probably is a good beer.
So yeah, someone that asked if we sold it once. It meant to be quite nice.
Yeah, so. And here's what he said.
And it's been banned. Nobody will show it. We're told by the Advertising Standards Authority that it doesn't meet their high standards. Well, I'm going to show it to you now, and let's see if you can see what the problem is that these people have. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first Hawkston ad. To the spoken word, how hard it is to make Hawkston lager. So instead, I've put it into a song for some farmers to sing.
Recognize that tune. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. What were they saying then?
Well, they're saying making Hawkston is difficult. You know, those are words, and they're not doing anything wrong. So I can't understand why the ASA won't actually let the advert through. It's lager. It's a beer. It's coming from Jeremy.
It's coming from Jeremy. That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
As soon as we all know, as soon as you do anything political, that's it. They want you, don't they?
Yeah.
They want to finish it off.
Well, you know, it kind of annoys me because what we should be doing is we should be sending these guys around, you know, to the ASA. You ready? It's your favorite one. We should be sending them around, okay? Oh gosh,
Still on the floor with a pan.
I know. We should be sending them around, you know, to go do it. I just don't understand what it is. Why have they got to be like that? I mean, that's somebody who's actually looking to promote business. He's put a lot of money into that farm and everything.
It's the same. It's always bitter and twisted leftists, isn't it?
Yeah, there's something.
They've got no argument. They've got nothing going for them. So they've just got to interfere and try and ruin everything we're doing.
Well, here's the first before we build up to the other two. Cashless Society. What are your views on it? CBDCs.
It's coming eventually, isn't it?
Well,
whether we like it or not, because even when you try and do cash is king, it's just too easy, isn't it? Sometimes to.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it myself, mate.
To tap your card and do that. But it does create a problem. And here's the king of conspiracies. And, you know, you've got to say to yourself, right, okay, what's going on here? And he does put it quite well. So let's have a listen to him. David Icke.
Because a digital currency, and this is all accepted, this is not theory, is programmable. They can program a digital currency to mean you can only spend it on certain things and you can't spend it on others not designated by the government. And it's programmable so it can only be spent in a certain area. So if you go outside of your zone, your money won't work.
How close is he to reality there?
Well, look at China, mate. It's this kind of thing's a reality there already.
And couple that with facial recognition, you know what's coming.
It's the credit score, isn't it? It's exactly what's going on in China. This isn't nothing new. It's already happening.
It kind of makes
it's
it kind
just
of makes
how
me nervous.
Are they going to even try and bring it in all in one go here, or is it going to be step by step? Before you know it, it's like, boof, we're done. Because there's already people walking around Amazon, isn't there?
Yes.
Fuming about the cameras in there.
Yeah. That was Montgomery Timms, I think, or Tom's. That kid. And I thought to myself, yep. And he's got this right. I'll let him finish off. Here we go.
And not only that, it means that when you go past one of these number plate cameras when you, quote, shouldn't, you won't be able to challenge the fine because the fine will be taken out of your digital account the moment you transgress. This is what's happening. Now, these digital currencies are called central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
How true is that?
Pretty much most governments in the world are.
They're going to be doing it.
We're all doing it. I mean, it's like, I was going to say it's like state control, but it's worse. It's global control, because you're not only going to be getting control by the state, wherever you go in the world.
How different is that to North Korea?
I think you're probably freer in North Korea than what's coming.
Well, they haven't got any money anyway, so that's it. But I really, I do get worried. And so if this happens, and obviously they're going to be bringing in that wage, whereby, universal.
Basic income.
Yeah, that's it. They're going to be bringing that in. Now imagine.
Cashless universe, yeah.
Yeah, imagine all of this linked. Imagine all of it linked. And that's what this guy is saying. And that's what everybody's worried about. And they're going to be saying that they're going to put safeguards on it and all the rest of that stuff. But it's always abused. Like things are being abused right now. And we know it. And we only have to look at what's happened with that big Afghan argument with the data leak. So we're going to be bringing in 25,000 of them. But they put a super injunction to stop anybody from being able to find out about it and to stop the papers from reporting on it. And they started bringing the people in. And now those people are going to be able to take this country to court for it. And guess who's going to pay for their legal costs?
We will via our digital currency, without getting a say. It's going to be way. I think it's way more than 25,000 if you factor in
all the dependents. Yeah, yeah. I'll go with it. And
all the ones who are pretending.
So we had an idiot.
How many people? How many people were actually helping us over there? Look, this is another thing. Everyone's like, oh no, but they were helping the British Army. They weren't helping me, but I'm not being funny. Our army not over there trying to help them.
Yeah,
like free their country from. But part of it was that, wasn't it?
And it turns out that the Taliban are not really that bothered about them.
Well, they're not, because didn't this get released like a couple of years ago or something? Yeah. And they're all still alive.
Yeah. So we're still bringing them over.
Something doesn't sit right with me, John. I think it's a load of bullshit, mate.
Well, I do as well.
I think they were doing this on the sly, mate, because they promised them, look, we've got to look after these people. You know what these do-gooders are like? Sometimes you can do too much good that it ends up bad. Well, as I said the other day, this was the plan for them to come, wasn't it? And they thought, well, how can we fool the public?
Okay, well, the Afghans are the top of the list for sexual assaults. They're the top of the list. So that's what we're bringing in. And they know that they're bringing in people who wouldn't have ordinarily got in. And they've been blocked before. But they're still going to bring them. And that's the truth. So let's have a listen to how much it's going to cost. How much it's going to cost for them.
Yeah, before you do, wasn't one of them an interpreter? And then literally within a few days or weeks of being here, he's been arrested.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is what they're bringing in. Now, if you've seen how much they actually interview people coming into the country via planes and see how much scrutiny they actually put on those people. And I mean, they really, really do scrutinize them. And it gets to a point where you say to yourself, right, okay, why don't they do that to all the boat people coming across? Why don't they apply the same rules to them? No, they don't. So we're actually getting them here, and we don't even know what they are, who they are, how they are, and it's causing all sorts of problems. With that guy who's only been here, as you say, he's only been here a week, and he's committed 4 assaults.
Yeah. Look, John, we couldn't even leave the country with a bottle of I don't know, water or pop in your pocket through an airport, mate, because they'll have you through scanners. They'll be like, you can't bring that. You've got to have all your stuff in little bags, and you've got to have your passport. It's like, hang on, I'm going on holiday. But these people are literally coming, let's face it, to invade our country. Yeah, there's none of them checks, as you say.
And it's getting bad. I mean, let's say, let's have a look at asylum seeker costs, okay? And this was an interview on Talk Radio.
The cost of housing these asylum seekers has gone up from 17 grand per asylum seeker per year in 2020 to 41 grand per person. And I looked up the average take-home salary in this country is 27.5 grand. So why is it that a normal member of the public can house themselves, feed themselves, look after their kids maybe on 27 grand, but it costs us 41 grand? Well, the reason why is because the Home Office are clearly terrible at negotiating and hand these hotel owners, you've heard hotel owners say it themselves, the money we were offered was way, way more than we would possibly
but it's also
ever make.
And they fill it up as well, so you don't even have to worry about having any spaces or vacancies.
How about that? I mean, that's fact. We don't have to actually go through those facts and say them, but
No.
you know, the 41K per asylum seeker.
The cost is phenomenal. So I was looking at some figures yesterday, day before, and it said, I think it was in 22-23, there was something like 500. I think there was 500,000, was there? Foreign nationals claiming benefits.
Yeah.
But we've just had an updated figure for the universal credit, and that was nearly $1 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So the figure was something like 8 to 10 billion for the 500,000. So you're looking at 16 to 20 billion a year.
I can't.
Possibly, anyway. I know them figures aren't exact, like, but it might be more.
Seriously.
Yeah, there's a black hole, apparently.
And they're responsible for quite a lot of crime as well. Check this out. There's no punishment for crime in England anymore.
We've stopped punishing people for crimes that they commit. We just let crime go rife. And I think that's all by design. You know, the shoplifting that we see going on, it's not just migrants, it's white people too. Burglaries, tool theft, and none of it's getting dealt with. And you can see how quickly they will clamp down if they want to, like with the Southport rioters that weren't really rioting, or the way they police social media. If they wanted to clamp down, they could clamp down. We have no consequences in England for crime. And I think that they're doing it on purpose so that at some point, and it includes the illegals coming in, it includes not cracking down on crime, it includes just letting it all be a free-for-all, it includes children being abused, so that we start begging for more of a surveillance society.
Now, there's a point.
I think she's right in a way, but also I think part of it, John, is just the sheer, I don't know if it's laziness, but it's so much easier to solve a crime online because it's done in seconds and you can just go around and knock on someone's door than it is to actually tackle thieves in shops. I'll give you an example round the corner from here. Some kid's gone in a shop. He's stolen a bottle of wine. He's hit the woman over the head with it who works there, and then took the bottle of wine. I mean, how much can that bottle of wine really be in the newsagents? £5-10 tops.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just take the bottle and run? Why have you got to hit someone? I don't know what's going on in this country, but it's just bizarre.
Well, here's one crime I don't want to see solved.
It's catching, isn't it? It's been panned.
That's what I don't want the police wasting their time trying to get that guy, at all. Anyway, we're going to move on,
do you know what? If the police done that to thieves, well, it's better than nothing, I suppose, isn't it? Just run up and hit them with a frying pan.
Yes.
Like, I'm not doing that again.
Well, let's move on. And biggie here, the EU Brexit reset deal. I mean, that's going to cost us a lot of money. How much have you got, Mark? Have you got any spare change to help him out here?
Nope. I'm not getting a penny of my money. You traitors.
Keir Starmer has secured a Brexit reset deal. On one hand, he can say that he has now achieved a triad of agreements with India, then the US, and now the EU, but he does risk reopening rifts from the toxic Brexit years once again. With the ink barely dry on this new deal, opposition parties have come out in force to declare that the concessions made to the EU amount to a betrayal. So, has Starmer given up too much in his pursuit of the deal, or are his opponents letting perfect become the enemy of the good? So onto the most controversial aspect of the deal, which was also the final sticking point with the negotiating team, that's fishing. So Starmer has extended EU access to fish in UK waters by 12 years up to...
There you go, there's the first one. So Macron has got his way. The French boats are going to be coming across and they're going to go into the waters, and that's going to hit our fishermen and our fishing industry. Straight away.
Just the madness of this. So they can come in our waters and take our fish when there's immigrants in the water. Well, they'll take them all right and they'll give them to us.
That's right.
Hang on, tell you what, can we just have the fish and you have the immigrants?
Correct.
This whole thing's just...
a little bit more. And then
it'd be hilarious if it wasn't so serious.
A little bit more and we'll move it on.
to 2038.
So
Reform
catching
UK
any fish
has
there,
hit out
what?
hard at Labour for this, with Nigel Farage posting on X, if true, that will be the end of the fishing industry. His deputy, Richard Tice, somehow had even stronger words on the matter, saying that Starmer has surrendered, lock, stock and barrel. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has said that the deal is very concerning and that the UK is becoming a rule taker from Brussels once again. The details of a new youth mobility scheme are still quite thin on the ground. All we know is that the UK has agreed to negotiate this issue with the EU. Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds has insisted that any agreement would be capped and time limited. Likely.
Okay, that's a lie. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say that he's setting everything up for Britain to go back into the European Union. And he's going to get this all timed before the election in order to rally all the troops that want to go back into the EU. He's going to, it's absolute certainty. And he's paying that money, Mark. I mean, it's costing us. And he's trade-off, he's saying, well, it's going to be good for businesses because we're going to get rid of, we're going to get rid of red tape and all the rest of that stuff. I'm not seeing anything. And I can't see anything from the details. And we need to do a detailed podcast on this and go through some of the facts, as boring as it would be. But we need to go through some of the facts. I mean, what we're doing, on this Friday night is just giving like a roundup, of things. But there are going to be detailed casts on this. We're going to be doing more about the kids in the schools, the education, the things that you were actually moving on. We're going to be doing more about these things and letting people know. But my guess is that this is just going to be a re-entry route back to the EU after we all voted to come out. I know.
Of course it is, because it's probably going to be the only thing that's going to save that sinking ship, if anything can.
Yeah.
John, is there anyone this traitor hasn't gotten the knee to? He literally just takes the knee to everyone.
It's just and giving more money. Chagos. We're paying for that. Chagos. We're paying for the Afghans.
You see, the people like this fella here on this video we've just shown, they're not helping either. And Brexit and toxic. But who made it toxic though, John?
Yeah.
We just wanted to leave I was going to say, no, it wasn't a democratic political union. We just wanted to leave a political union.
Yeah. And just be self-governing.
And all the countries were, they all had the same colour skin as us. Yeah, we were racist. It was going to cause a war. Everyone was going to starve. We're going to bankrupt the country. We're all thick. We don't know what we're doing.
I know it's depressing. It's depressing, and I try to sort of beef up some of these things with some funnies, but it's not very good because you can see exactly what they're going to do. Now, this is what happened in Parliament today, and this is
the government has today
yesterday
our strategy for modern and secure elections. When we came into power just over a year ago, the government committed through its manifesto to bring forward measures to strengthen our precious democracy and uphold the integrity
Every
of
time they say this,
our
it worries me.
elections. The strategy we have published today will set out how we will legislate and implement provisions to extend the voter franchise to 16 and 17-year-olds, increase participation in our elections, tackle the inconsistencies in voter ID rules, and protect our democracy by overhauling our political finance rules. We also recognise that there is a growing and worrying trend of candidates, administrators, and electors who face harassment and intimidation, which is having a chilling effect on our democracy. We are bringing forward measures to tackle this, and I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Speaker and the Speakers' Conference for the work that's being conducted and the report that's been published on harassment and intimidation.
Rubbish.
And we will be fixing the foundations of how elections operate, taking forward a range of practical measures to ensure elections continue to be delivered successfully. Madam Deputy Speaker, our democracy is central to who we are as a country. We can take pride in its evolution and how it has and continues to inspire. As a government, we have a responsibility to protect and strengthen it. The plans we have announced today will future-proof our democracy, secure our elections, and protect them against interference. We will deliver them during the lifetime of this Parliament through a programme of reforms, including an elections bill to be introduced in due course. Through this strategy, we will usher in a new chapter in our democracy, reflecting our principles and restoring faith in our politics. And I look forward to working with colleagues across the House on this very important agenda.
Oh, thank God that's over. I can't stand
I had
it.
to play it. I had to play it because you can see how crass it really is. The words that she's actually reading there are written by people behind the scenes who are actually exerting the power. It's like nobody ever questions who the MOD guy was that leaked the data. He hasn't been fired.
No,
So-
they're just here, John, and again, it's just left-wing buzzwords, fixing foundations, our democracy, our democracy. What the hell does our democracy mean?
And
Nothing's yours for a start, love. You're a rat. Honestly, John, every time they speak, they sound like robots. There's nothing from these people to fix our country.
No, it's
nothing ever makes sense what they say. Nothing's ever logical. They just babble. It's lefto babble, buzzwords. Our democracy, fixing the foundations.
It's civil servants behind the
meaningless, mate.
scenes, Mark. Civil servants behind the scenes who are controlling what's going on and who are saying what is going to be happening because ministers come and go. The civil servants stay. That's it. And we've got to actually focus attention on those people because they're the bad guys. Here's what Talk Radio, had to comment with our man and Alex Phillips. Here we go.
Yeah, shares it with the Queen. Mate, you are probably more direct than me. 16 and 17-year-olds who, just for your information, can't buy fireworks, can't buy spray paint, can't use a sunbed or get a tattoo, can't buy a lottery ticket, become an MP, get a mortgage, and mostly funniest of all, can't phone a bleeding radio station without asking mummy and daddy, are going to be allowed, those who are 12 right now, to decide the next government in the United Kingdom. Thoughts, AP?
Well, it's disgusting and it's awful. And, YouGov polling that's just come out shows that 2/3 of the country completely disagree with this. But the Labour Party don't care about that. They just want to make sure they stay in power. And what I hope, actually, is that when high school kids in countries like the Netherlands were asked who they would vote for, they all said Geert Wilders and the Populist Party. So I hope our lot coming up have the, sense of mind to listen to their school teachers and think they're overpaid idiots and morons, and actually start unpicking some of the damage and the brainwashing they're subjected to. Because my worry is this, Jezza, okay? The 12-year-olds right now are going to have 4 years of being told the world's on fire, climate change is the most important thing. Ed Miller...
This is what makes me think that these kids are actually going to start veering towards the Greens. Because...
Bro, these people don't know what's coming, mate, when they do this.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the kids are going to veer towards the Greens because they're going to be swayed by some of these things.
It's going to be the pin-up in their magazines. So when it comes to the ballot box in 2029 and a reformer saying net zero is an act of national suicide, they're going to think that that's akin to voting in the devil. So if we're going to do this and 16-year-olds are going to be given the vote next time around, what I want is for every school kid under the age of 16 to have to go for a school trip to Brent so they get a good idea of what the country's going to look like if Labour stay in power for another 4 years. I think they should all have to wear VR headsets where they can see what it's like hanging out in Syria or Afghanistan so they understand the sort of ways that the Labour Party might be culturally vandalising our country. They should all have to do a little bit of military service as well so they can get the common sense and patriotism of our armed forces, who would never allow our kids to be brainwashed into this stupid come-by-our mentality of ridiculous suicidal empathy. But it is gerrymandering, and I don't think this is where they'll stop. When you look at what they've also done in the mayoral elections, oh no, Reform got 2 mayors, therefore we're going to have to change it to preferential candidate.
But don't you think, and listen, I completely know I agree with you, and I've got teenage kids, and they come, whether they're at university or school, and they tell me some frightening things, and I think our education system is rotten to the core. I think.
There you go. And you know it because you're living it, Mark. You know it. The education system is.
Yeah. John, we're not the only ones who know the education system stinks and it's rotten to the core. Guess who else knows? The children they're talking about now.
Yeah.
And guess what else happened to all these children who are 12, 13 now who are going to be able to vote. Remember what happened to them a few years ago? They haven't forgotten, mate.
No.
They haven't forgotten what happened, being told to be locked in the houses and not allowed to go and visit dying relatives in hospital. They're not stupid. They haven't forgotten. They know who did this.
Yeah. Well, here's
listening to all their parents with sense. But just before you do, have you noticed when these people flip-flop on ages? So, oh, no, you can't do that. You know, you're not old enough, you're not old enough, you're not old enough. Oh, blocking the puberty. Oh, if it left to these imbeciles, mate, they'd be blocking it, wouldn't they? They're like 12, 10, whatever, whenever it starts. What else? Oh, you can attend Pride events. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, here's some teenagers reacting to the vote.
If I'm allowed to have sex and have a child at 16, I should be allowed to vote for what's going on legally in this country.
I haven't got a great feeling about it. I think it seems slightly irresponsible.
I think there's an issue of like people being uneducated on the parties they're voting for and really needing to know more about what they're choosing.
Some of them maybe need to be taught it at school before they can kind of have that decision.
Parties such as Reform, I think they're going to maybe be catering more towards that younger generation because I think they're more easily manipulated.
I mean, at 16, you're focusing more on what's next in your life rather than the election.
I feel like some people will be irresponsible with it, but I still think it's good.
Who would you vote for?
Not Nigel Farage.
Now that face told me that's exactly who he's voting for. Did you say not Nigel Farage? They're going to be so shocked, mate, when this comes around. But if you just look at most countries, John, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, what gets me is how they're going to be told about these things and what the narrative is going to be in any of the government information that's passed out to them. Is it going to be given objectively, subjectively, or are they going to be, is there going to be a slant to it? Like they're doing with the kids in transgenderism and the teaching in schools.
John, they've been planning this for a long time, mate, and they've been setting the foundations nearly in the schools for a while. If you only knew exactly what they're teaching in schools, it's not just the stuff we go on about, the critical race and the gender theory. It's everything to do with our history. It's everything to do with immigration and refugees. It's everything. They've been ramming this stuff down their throats for over a decade. But what they don't realise is, when you ram stuff down kids' throats, what happens?
They react against it.
It's the same as telling them you can't do this. What do they want to go and do? They want to go and do it straight away. Honestly, they're not. This isn't going to end up the way they think. Plus, as I say, look at most countries. It doesn't change what happens.
Well,
it's a very small amount. Half of them don't even want to vote.
Okay, I don't want to end, on a low, but I have to play this because I was disgusted at what Parliament did. This is Dan Kruger in Parliament, and he was in a debate about the restoration of Christianity. Now, take a look at the chamber.
It is an honour to stand here in this empty chamber to speak about the original purpose of this space, which was a chapel in the Church of England. The old chamber of the House of Commons, on which this space is modelled after the Great Fire of 1834, was St Stephen's Chapel, formerly a royal church, given by the heirs of Henry VIII to Parliament to serve as its debating chamber. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, your chair stands on the altar steps, and the table with the dispatch boxes is where the lectern stood. And I mention this because the link between this place and the Church of England isn't merely ceremonial. The prayers we say here at the start of every day aren't just a nod to tradition. Our democracy is founded on Christian faith. And indeed, this Parliament remains the law-giving power of the Church of England. We in this place have the responsibility to approve or disapprove the doctrine and the rules of the Church.
Okay. What are your views, Mark? I mean, there's nobody there. Now, if that had been a debate in Islam, that place would have been packed.
Oh yeah, if it was Palestine or some crap like that, they'd have been couldn't get in there quick enough.
What's your view? What's your view?
My view is these people are only interested in things that secure them votes, mate.
Okay.
It's a simple fact. It's the same thing what Starmer's doing. Normally I know this is off topic, but quickly, say you had an ally like Israel, and you'd be helping them out, wouldn't you? But he's probably telling them behind the scenes he will, but then he comes out and goes, you got to tone this down, you got to stop all this. It's like, what? No government in this country has ever done that before.
Yeah.
They'd side with an ally, wouldn't they? Especially one you're sending arms to.
Absolutely.
So you're siding with him in the background, but you're coming out into public and saying, it's literally just playing to their audience. That's what they do. And no one's interested about religion, I'm afraid. Well, not Christianity in this country anymore.
Well, they gave...
Certainly not the politicians.
He gave a 9-minute speech. A 9-minute speech about it. And to an empty house. And I'm ashamed of all those people that are supposed to be paid to turn up to things, and they don't. And especially something as important as this. I mean, because it's true. I blame the Church of England. Their leadership is just awful. It is rubbish. And it's showing throughout the rest of the country. They need to get their act together pretty soon. And he's not lying. This country was built on the foundations of Christianity. That's how it worked. And that was given to them. Those rooms were given to them to be utilized because it was a chapel.
It was, John, but you can't force people to follow up what many think a relic from the past. You can't.
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that I'm saying that they've got to. He even said in his speech that it doesn't matter whether you go to church or not. You are still part of the Church of England. And you are. It's as simple as that. The church is just not doing its job properly. And we need to go back to these older ways. Because otherwise, you want Islam? Do you want Islam to take over?
No, but that isn't the options, though, is it? Either bring back Christianity or Islam takes over. I don't want. Look, Christianity's not coming back in this country, mate. Whether we like it or not.
Well, I disagree. I think.
Well,
I think
they'll explain how it's going to come back because, modernity, mate, it's just outgrown it so much. It couldn't keep up, and science as well, mate.
I understand.
I'm sorry,
what you're
but the
saying.
people who believe in some of the other religions, it's even worse.
Well,
at least ours had some input to our country and did good.
The Catholics are doing well. The Catholics are doing very, very well. So, as far as I'm concerned, it just needs some real Christian soldiers up at the top there to start moving things in the right way. I still have hope.
Because it just doesn't appeal to anyone anymore. That's the problem.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but
that's the way it's gone over a long time, hasn't it? There was reformations and stuff, and it's changed and watered down to the point where people's lives, it's got no place in them anymore, has it?
I don't think so. I'm not as dour about its future.
No, I'm just being realistic, and I just can't see a way back.
As far as I'm concerned, I think that
Islam goes the same way, mate. Eventually.
No, well, yeah, it is in Iran. You can see that
it's going the same way everywhere, John. Everywhere.
Well, then why are they coming over here to do it over here, right? When they can actually do it in their own countries, I don't know. This is not a secular country. No matter how much you try to say that, it's not a secular country. Religion is a part of its fabric, and you can see it everywhere. You can see it everywhere, except Birmingham, Bradford.
No, Islam goes the same way. They all go the same way eventually, John.
Okay, well, all right.
It's just the way it is.
We can agree to disagree.
It's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's just reality, isn't it?
Well, I think we need to pray for a few miracles, sir. A few miracles. And I really, as far as I'm concerned, I think we should end on a funny, be misogynistic. Here we go. Ready?
Go on.
It's okay, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Have that.
Have that, okay. And let's end on our normal WTF in a classical way. And the music wasn't from the Hawkstone advert. This was from an opera. Anyway, here we go. And we're going to finish on this one, sir. Here we go. At least you can understand the words on this one.
I mean, I thought they started swearing on that Clarkson one.
No.
That's
because you've been listening to this too much.
No, it just sounded like like it at the end.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you to our listeners. We're going to get off.
Been a pleasure as always.
Indeed. Have a great weekend, everybody.